Hello, teacher friends. Hey there, and welcome back. I am Nina Rodriguez, and this is Misfit to Teach, where I talk about all things teaching and how to stay mentally, physically, and emotionally fit to teach. So, if I've not met you already, if I don't know you yet, if you are not in our wonderful and growing community, please hit the purple subscribe button there in the corner, as well as the notification bell, so that you and I can come together every week. This is the time of year, that second semester, still sort of the dead of winter, spring break hasn't happened yet, where you start to see some of your friends and colleagues in teaching fall off. And as teaching can be kind of like a battlefield, I think we look around the hallways and into our other classrooms and discuss among our teacher friends, like who's gonna be next, which one is getting ready to leave, who do we think is not gonna come back next year. And why all of those practices can be pretty unifying in the moment between veteran teachers, I think it's also sort of nerve-wracking because you wonder how much more can you possibly take before you become one of those who can't come back again. So today, I just wanted to talk very quickly about teachers leaving the classroom, teachers leaving teaching. If we agree on nothing else with a world full of teachers, I think we can all agree that teaching is definitely something that you have to be called to. It is a life calling. You have to feel in your spirit that this is something that you were made to do. It's really not something that you want to kind of take up on a whim and stay in it for a couple years just to see how things go. Because even if nothing else, even if you're not sure like teaching is your thing, there's a lot of preparation that goes into being a teacher. And then once you're in the trenches, there's just a lot that can happen day to day and especially year to year that if you don't take the time to process properly, can really start to eat away at your spirit and passion for teaching. More and more, the things that I notice now that I've been in this for 7 years from teachers who are walking out of it, there's issues regarding the pay and the salary that's been around almost as long as teaching has existed. Of course, increasing class sizes has been a huge issue in recent years, especially like within the last 10 years of public school education. Students coming with all kinds of different needs and the need for differentiated learning. All of these things can really take a toll on a teacher, but the one thing that I universally see with everybody who's walking out of teaching, qualified teachers too, some who've been in the game for a really long time, is just this unyielding feeling of no support and being in the trenches completely alone. And we can discuss all day how we should go about solving this kind of a crisis, what the best practices are, what outsiders can do in the education community to help the plight of busy teachers. But I think to a certain extent, especially while we're still in it for these remaining months, teachers have to proactively look after themselves. And that is something that's really challenging for teachers. Being able to say yes to yourself, to say yes to your priorities, and contrary to that, saying no to things that are getting in your way, saying no to things that are bogging you down, saying no to the demands put on you by other people, that can be a real source of pressure and anxiety for teachers who are just trying to be team players and do a good job. One of the things that I've found that's given me longevity so far is always thinking about my next goal and my next steps in teaching specifically, but in my life more generally. I love looking out at the beginning of a school year into the possibilities of what the year could be, not just for my students, of course, and their growth and learning, but for myself. Do I want to go back to school and take classes? Is there a different direction that I'm going in education? Do I want to pursue administration? Do I want to look into a different content area? What are some things outside of here where I want to broaden my own horizons? What are the areas where I can say yes to myself and my family in terms of travel, recreation, finances, spirituality, every aspect of a person's life that makes you a whole person? I find so often that teaching ends up bogging teachers down to the point where they have shut down every other aspect of their life. They've sacrificed their finances because they know that the salary just doesn't come with being a teacher. They sacrifice their personal health and wellness because they're too tired to get into the gym after a long school day. Some even sacrifice their prayer because they feel like no matter how hard they've prayed over the years, nothing has gotten better for themselves or for in their classrooms. So before this school year is over, I want to give you a resurgence to yourself, to look at all the major aspects of your life, your finances, your family, your spirituality, your personal health and wellness, all the areas of your life that make you a full person, and start creating some goals in those aspects of your life so that you are more than just a teacher here, so that you have something to look forward to when things get really difficult in your school building. And as we bring this year to a close, who says that you have to be a teacher the following school year? Maybe with what you're feeling, this is time to start pursuing some other avenues. Maybe you were actually made to be a great administrator. Maybe you were made to serve students in a different capacity. As we near the end of the school year, now is the perfect time to take stock of everything you're doing, everything you've done so far, but most importantly, everything you hope to do in the coming months and years. You don't have to stay a teacher if you're not called to do that. But if you are called to do that, and I hope you are, you can take your teaching in plenty of different directions. Set some goals for yourself, have something to look forward to, give yourself good things in all areas of your life. Say yes to you, and let's ride out the rest of the school year together. We can do it. Do all you can to stay fit to teach. Be well.